Now, the Olympics, of course, are underway, and I just saw a new medal count, by the way. The United States, we are leading with 27 total medals. France has 20. China has 16. China. Great Britain has 16, and Japan has 13. China is beating us, though, in number of gold medals. They've got 8. We've got 4. But we have the lead in the total medal count right now, 27 to 20. As we get set for the start of day 5.
We will
I've been really into
the Chinese in track, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is not their forte. Never has been. So I like our odds come next week, Mark, when the track and field gets underway. Very good point. I've been watching. I've been into it, much more than 3 years ago. I have no memory of watching the Tokyo Olympics. I shouldn't say no memory. I have a very brief memory of trying to watch some of the Tokyo Olympics with Claire, who was not even 3 years old at that time. But I've been pretty locked in every night on watching the Olympics so far. It's just it's fun to find something unifying where we can root for America that isn't political. And I'm not alone in this. The numbers are tremendous. An average of 34.5 million viewers have tuned in over the first 3 days of the Olympics, according to preliminary TV and streaming numbers shared by NBC. That reflects a 79% viewership increase from the pandemic-delayed Tokyo Olympics that took place in 2021, when just over 19 million people were counted by the same metric. So that's pretty impressive, John.
I think so, and it's interesting that the time delay there is 7 hours, and so if you're really into an event, you can kind of get up. It's not in the middle of the night, but it's early in the morning. You might watch something live, and then the primetime broadcasts are great. That's where I've been catching most stuff. Now, on the weekend, we'll have it on, 24/7 and just through the day and sit down and watch stuff as it comes up. But you have the opportunity maybe to see, the girls win the gold 2 times, right? You can watch it live and then in the prime time. And if you liked it the first time, you'll watch it again the second time.
And the second time, you get all the cute packages and the feel-good stories. And, we know the model. We've joked about that this week as well. So you're right about that.
Well, that's true. I keep watching that segment of it where they put more entertainment into it rather than watching the live events. I'm not up early for anything in particular, so I do see that where they do dress it up a little bit.
Yeah. So, I know some people wanted to boycott after the opening ceremony's nonsense where they mocked the Last Supper, but, you got to be careful with the boycotting stuff because some people just want to be outraged for the sake of being outraged. They just want to boycott for the sake of boycotting. And they're looking for something to be worked up about. But this was not it. I was not going to sit here and punish Team USA because of a decision by the International Olympic Committee, because of a decision by probably a bunch of woke goobers in Paris. That never made any sense to me as to why I would not enjoy the Olympics and root for Team USA athletes who had nothing to do with that awful decision in the opening ceremonies. It's not even like it was NBC's fault. I mean, NBC is just carrying the Olympics. They didn't decide on that specific scene in the opening ceremonies. So who am I getting at by boycotting the Olympics? Who am I really punishing? NBC had nothing to do with it, and the athletes themselves had nothing to do with it. So I've just been enjoying it. Now, yes, you can criticize, as we did on Monday and all weekend, that part of the opening ceremonies, but still say, in the end, I'm sitting here and I'm rooting for Team USA. Now, I'm not watching a lot of the basketball because, Steve Kerr comes to Paris and he's endorsing Kamala Harris first thing he does. Steph Curry, Mr. Not in My Backyard out there in California, also, all in love with Kamala Harris. I'm skipping the NBA or, the basketball stuff because I can't stand those guys. But, the gymnastics, the swimming, next week the track and field, the women's rugby, which, my goodness, they'd all eat my lunch. I'm watching that, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm having fun doing it, John. I'm not going to lie. It's just been enjoyable the last few days.
Skateboarding, too. That one's drawing some people in the younger demo.
Yeah. I've been pretty impressed. I've watched a little bit as someone who, skateboarded for a couple of summers back in my early teens. So there are things and times to be outraged, and I really don't think the Olympics is one of them.